I'm Joni Patry and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about the 12th house. And the 12th house, it is the last and final house of the chart. So it represents endings, it deals with conclusions, it deals with loss. It's the end of life. As we start with the first house, that's the beginning of our life. And as things evolve through the zodiac all the way around to the 12th house, that comes to our final departure, our ending and closure. So as in many instances of life where we bring things to an end, this is always what the 12th house is about. And sometimes things need to be brought to an end. This can be the house of retirement, letting go of the old and before you start the new, because this starts a whole new cycle to end the 12th house before you go into the first house. This can be the end of life before you're reborn into another incarnation. So the 12th house, I love to call it the Great Escape, because essentially it's all about ways that we escape this world. And what are some of the ways that we escape our everyday conscious awareness? Well, one could be sleep, going to sleep at night. One can even be daydreaming, our imagination, escaping where our mind is. The other could be less positive, prisons. That's not within this realm of our world. Hospitals, that's another form of escape. And going to foreign lands and countries. This is another thing that the 12th house rules, foreigners and foreign places. And it also rules things beyond this world, outer space. So you see, it deals with things not of our common everyday awareness. It's out there, it's beyond this world, it's beyond our awareness. As even when we talk about going on vacations or going to faraway places, and the 12th house can deal with dark places away from the light. It can deal with bars, clubs, working behind the scenes. And another thing that it's relative to is things that are not real, things beyond. And that actually deals with films and movies. Whenever you escape the world, you may be going to a movie in the afternoon. It takes you totally away from your everyday life. Another thing that the 12th house is known to be about is bed pleasures. And of course that could be sleep, but we know what else happens in the bedroom, and that's relative to the 12th house. So another positive aspect of the 12th can be our spirituality, letting go of the things of this world. So I figured the 12th house has to do with forgiveness, because when it comes to the finality of this life and it's time for us to let go of this world, you're going to let go of all the grievances that you had to people, because it doesn't matter anymore. You're going beyond this world. It's away. And those things seem so insignificant when you're faced with the prospect of leaving this world, this body. It's the house of letting go, forgiveness, acceptance. It's a beautiful thing to really be able to let go of this stuff for once and for all. So you could say that the 12th house is the house of forgiveness and letting go. So as we process different planets in this house, you'll come to realize more in depth what this house is truly about. But it is our spiritual awareness, and it can be relative to going away to ashrams, to temples. That's another getaway from this world. So if you have the sun in the 12th house, the 12th house also deals with our past and things that are brought up from the past. So this can be relative to the father not being there, and instances dealing with the past and the relationship with your dad. The sun in the 12th house can disturb your sleep at night because it is a malefic. It can make you wake up. It's too fiery. But the sun in the 12th house can mean you like to hide from from the people, from the public. You don't want to be noticed. You want to hide. You're inhibited and you're secretive. If you have the moon in the 12th house, this can deal with issues with your mother, that she wasn't there. Somehow she was gone and wasn't connected, or you didn't feel connected, or you may have this deep, deep past with your mother, because there's this past that's relative to the 12th house. And emotional things you really keep to yourself. You don't let others know. You may have very vivid dreams with the moon in the 12th house, and things could be revealed to you in your sleep. If you have Mercury in the 12th house, this could be that you like to study, you like to be by yourself. This could deal with a professor, learning, education, but always on your own, studying by yourself, because the 12th house can be solitude. And also Mercury in the 12th house can mean a disconnect from people around you sometimes. You're in your own world. You have a great imagination. And remember, the 12th house deals with film and movies, so this could be a profession in acting and film, photography, things like that. If you have Venus in the 12th house, this is the only planet that prospers and gives wealth and luxuries when it's in the 12th house. And it could be very good for what they call bed pleasure. So this is a great sexuality, sex life, and things like that with Venus in the 12th. Also, Venus in the 12th can mean that you're very creative and that you like to spend your time alone, processing, creating, thinking. If you have Mars in the 12th house, this can mean that you have some secret enemies, people that you really need to be aware of because things are being said behind your back. And Mars being in the 12th house could mean that you have problems and issues with a brother or a sister. Can mean you're very private and you really need your time alone. If you have Jupiter in the 12th house, you're incredibly generous. You give to everyone, you give to all. You love animals, you love charities, you love people. And you're always thinking of ways to help and give to these organizations, because there's another thing I forgot to mention about the 12th house. It rules charitable organizations that help people. And Jupiter in the 12th, that's your mission. If you have Saturn in the 12th, this can mean that you are your own worst enemy, because this is the house of your own self-undoing. And this can mean, if you really analyze what you're doing and what you're thinking, you may not be in your best own interest. Saturn in the 12th can disturb your sleep. It can cause some issues in your health and healing. If you have Uranus in the 12th house, there can be sudden upsets. You wake up in the middle of the night and you don't know why, but you're a visionary and you can have visions and flashes of insights that are quite amazing. If you have Neptune in the 12th house, this is film, movie, visions, incredible creativity, and it means that your imagination is off the charts. But sometimes you can daydream and not be with it, and you need to get back in touch with reality. If you have Pluto in the 12th house, there are deep, dark secrets, and you have these issues of betrayal throughout your life that you deal with and you have problems with, and you feel that people are always talking behind your back. This may not be necessarily so, but you have deep, deep, deep feelings, and that's why you have these deep fears. If you have Rahu in the 12th house, you will find that you will be more connected to foreigners, foreign lands and countries, and foreign travel. And this would also represent that at some time in your life, you will do something important with healing. If you have K2 in the 12th house, K2 is probably the most like the 12th house, aside from Neptune. Neptune, Ketu are indigenous to the 12th house. Ketu in the 12th house represents spiritual enlightenment, healing, represents the truth. You want to find the truth so that you can find moksha, spiritual liberation from this world. That's what Ketu in the 12th will give you, and give you a drive and a purpose to achieve enlightenment in this world, helping others, doing important work. Ketu in the 12th, and being connected to foreign people as well. So with this analysis with the 12th house, I hope you better understand what this house in astrology can mean for you, and how you can look at your own chart to heal and help yourself. If you would like more information concerning astrology, if you would like to learn, remember I have a university where you can get certified, and these are just little snippets of what you will learn at the University of Vedic Astrology.com. Thank you.